Yo, what's up everyone, Fadedwave here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make your drums more bouncy and more unique while still leaving room for artists. Let's not waste any time, let's get straight into it. So, starting this off, I've got this fire loop from my boy Riley. This is what it sounds like. So this sounds absolutely fire. So what I've got is I've just got it routed to track 1, got a basic EQ like I showed on my last video, and just a soft clipper. Now this is all you really need. So let's get straight into step 1. So starting this off, got this simple clap which sounds like this. What I'm going to do, go into here, find C5, put it on the 3, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you're going to hold left control, left click, control B. That's how you copy it over. So this is what it sounds like with it, really simple and basic. Now that is good to do, but what you can do to sauce it up a little bit is you can have like filler notes in between. So what I normally do is I go about here-ish, so just after the 2, I'm gonna place this here. Bear in mind this is different if you're using a higher speed BPM or a lower speed. If you are doing a lower speed, you'll put claps here and then you'll copy it over there. But it sounds a bit weird because we're using a quite high BPM. So I've done that, I've turned down the velocity a little bit, as velocity kind of equals bouncing away. Some things being louder and some being quieter can like make it sound better. So I'm going to do that over here as well. And then what I like to do, put one just before this 4th one here. Turn it down quite a lot, and then I'll copy that over, and it sounds like this. Now, as you can hear in this, there is tons of empty space, so I've left gaps here, in the front, and in the back. Now this is really good, as you want to kind of have everything fit together and be well balanced. So as I go through drums, they're all going to have their own little place where they sit, and this just makes sure everything sounds so fire. So after that, just grab a simple hi-hat here, and what I'm going to do is you can do either 2 things with hi-hats. First one, you can just go here, fill 2 steps. Sounds like this. Now this is good, but another way I'm going to show you is go here and kind of like mumble like a hi-hat bounce. So what I would want to go is like, so I'm going to just like kind of imagine what it could be. So you might like leave a gap here, might like leave gaps like every single place. So let me go through and find a little hi-hat pattern. Here you can see it, there's already room left here, so that's where this comes in. Now there's another thing which I will mention, and that is pockets. So when I said we have empty space here, we can leave it empty in some ways just to make it a pocket. Now pockets are where rappers are gonna have like main vocals, so they could have like ad-libs to fill in the space. You don't want to overcomplicate things, because at the end of the day the rapper is gonna hop on it, or they might hop on it, and if they do, they want a bit of space where they can work in and kind of show their creativity, rather than you taking up the full beat and them not really having room to put anything you want. Now I've just done that simple little pattern here, I'm going to copy it over, and then as you can see I've kind of left empty spaces where the clap is. Now I like to do this as it tends to sound a little bit cleaner, and I'll show you that now. It just sounds a little bit better. You can hear the clap a lot better, which I like in beats. Now once you've done this, you could leave this as B and just have it very simple, but the step I like to do is rolls and things like that, just add a bit more flavour to your hi-hats. So the rolls you can do, which you do any rolls really, but these are my favourites. That's 1/6 step and then 1/2. The 1/4 is also good, but 1/6 is like the perfect amount, I'd say. So I'll click this. Now what you can do, you click around here, But what I will do is I'll fill in a little bit of space, but make sure the bounce is still there initially. So say if you just have one here, it's not sounding the best. But say if I want to grab this one, for instance, copy this over. Now what I did there was I just did the simple Control and then B1, just to duplicate over. Now I'm going to bring it down. That's just with Shift down arrow. Then you can either hold Shift, like left Shift, and you can left click and drag it so it's just down a little bit like this. Or what I like to do mostly is you can hold right click on your mouse on your trackpad and you just do that. Now this is going to just make it go up in velocity and it's going to sound a lot cleaner rather than just flat. Now a simple little trick you can do, things like this, is say if you want to shift these down, and I go back on here, you can hold Shift, left click, and you can drag them down like a little staircase thing. Now that is good because you can say go like this. And I do like that, so I'm gonna copy that over. So I'm gonna copy this over once again. Then you wanna go to your keyboard, Alt R, click that, brings up this little panel here. Now this, game changer, absolutely amazing for adding bounce. So the main things you wanna focus on is this level panel here. Click on bipolar, otherwise it makes it a bit too flat. And then you can mess around with your pan here. So this changes where it is in your ear. This is really good because it adds a little bit more dimension to the beat. And then velocity. So I'm going to put it about there and it already sounds so much better. Now what I've got is just a simple 808 this here. What you want to do to your 808 straight away as soon as you get it, cut it off. You don't want it overlapping because it will sound absolutely horrendous. Now some people do change the envelope, but I kind of like it just leaving it to be as long as it wants to be. Then you can either go into here and you can, like I said in the other video, you can change these. Now with 808s there is a simple kind of pattern you can do, and that is just this here. This is one of the most simple patterns and it sounds like this. But as you can see it sounds a little bit off now because we've added bounce in the hi-hats, whereas normally you would do it in your 808. But to combat this, what we can do is we just change up a little. So I'm going to place here, here. I'm going to place here once again. Now what else I'm going to do is I'm going to play here. Now it might sound a little bit off right now once I play it. Now it sounds a little bit out of place, but what you can do if you don't like this is you can put one here and one here. Now this adds a little bit more bounce and it kind of like fades into the next bar and it sounds like this. As you can see it kind of like skips forward, which is really nice. So I would normally just bring it up here, which is the 6th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sounds like this. Now that sounds great. However, you can add a little bit more tricks. So a few tricks I'm going to show you are, you can go here, once again, mess with velocities. So if you want, you can say have this one end right here. So you can go, and you hear it stops straight away. A way you can use this, which is really useful, is so you can go like here, and it'll stop just before this plays, which adds a lot more bounce into this note right here, like this. Then what I've done, grab a simple kick, sounds like this. Flips a little bit, but that's alright for the beat. Then what I normally do is I go to the 808, I copy that, paste it. Then you can do Alt here. This is a great shortcut, is to put everything back to C, and then press accept. What I will do though, is you see the 808 goes a bit higher. I'll remove them because they sound a little bit weird when it goes high, the kicks. And I'll just do that there, and then I'll copy the same pattern over once again. And what I like to do for kicks is I like to just turn the velocity down to the normal, which is just Alt left click and it goes normal. And this is what it sounds like. Now what I'm going to move on to is open hats. I like to use these to make the 808 hit a lot harder. So what I will do is I'll drag these over and I'll click on this. What I want to do straight away is I want to press cut itself. Now I can see this is 2x2. So I want to go to the reverse one I've dragged in and do the same. Just so when the normal open hat plays, the reverse one stops soon as the next open hat plays. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just place it on the simple notes, which is here, here, and here. Now what I do want to do, I'm going to put a reverse one here, and this is what it sounds like. I'm going to want to turn these down in volume a little bit, and I'll just copy this part over and the other part. Now, as you can see, it sounds fire already. Like, there's not much in the beat, but it's still unique enough to where it doesn't sound like all the other beats you hear. So, last thing I will mention before we finish the video, because this has been really simple, but as you hear, sounds great. I will mention that melodies here will change the bounce of things. So there is some melodies which are really, really bouncy already, and you want to kind of like have a balance between melody being bouncy and the drummers being like bouncy and unique. But as you can hear here with Rowdy's loop, which is so fire, it kind of has like a orchestral bounce, so it's already kind of there. It just needed the drums to support it a lot better. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you liked the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. We'll be having a video every Friday from now on. So thank you for watching. Peace.